Alright, welcome back, my patients, to some more Astrologaster. We are diving right in where we left off. Miss Lanier, or Mrs. Lanier, did not like my diagnosis, I suppose, of her problem. Dr. Forman does not understand how unlike we artists are to common folk. I think this is the page we ended on. Oh, here we go.
Hear ye! Sir Walter Raleigh fails to find legendary Treasure City. Rumours say next Raleigh voyage is to Pot of Gold at End of Rainbow. Hear ye! This
is interesting, right? Because this is the expedition that we were dealing with earlier with the businessman. And I told him that this endeavor would fail. Lo and behold, I was right. So maybe he'll come back and be like, oh, I'm sorry. He deducted points from my diagnosis or my prognosis. But maybe he'll come back and give me some points again now that we've been proven right. Let's see here. The reports have lately come in that Sir Walter Raleigh's expedition to the New World in search of El Dorado has been a colossal cluster fail. Despite Raleigh's assurances to the Queen that he would return with gold raided from the legendary city, it is said that Raleigh's ships bring back naught but potatoes. Experts predict Her Majesty's reaction to be somewhat testy.
What is she for others? Especially when they're born of wealth. Here comes Emma, so kind-hearted is she.
I don't remember Emma, I'll be honest. But good thing that we have a good old log here. Emma Sharp. Emma Sharp has only been with us once. She wished to know whether a man she wishes to marry does suffer from any... this is the one with the old man. We advised her that he would die in any moment. And she was quite pleased with that diagnosis. She gave me 40 points for that. All right, so we're close. Let's see what she has to say.
Good day to you, Mistress Sharp.
Good day, Dr. Forman. But I am Mistress Delamere now.
Mistress Delamere? But as I recall from my case notes, let me see now, 'twas 3 years past. Were you not hoping to marry a man named George Middleton?
Oh, yes, I did marry Mr. Middleton. For though I did tell my family what you said about his condition of the heart, they quite insisted that I marry him. And truly, they were full wrong to do so, for just as you predicted, Mr. Middleton did verily die of his cardiac passion. Mere months after we were wed.
And then she inherited a ton of money.
Very tragical.
I blame the Scotsman who took to playing his bagpipes below our bedroom window at odd hours of the day and night. Such a bothersome man. Betwixt him and the vipers Mr. Middleton discovered one morning nesting in his undergarments, I fear 'twas all too much for his poor, weak heart. Oh.
There, my dear lady. How distressing your late husband's death must have been for you.
Aye, indeed, Dr. Forman, so much so that my friends urged me to marry again, lest I die of grief. But now that I am once more a wife, I would not wish to be widowed anew, and John Delamere, my present husband, is also an older man. Dr. Forman, you must tell me whether there be any illness he has, whether there be anything I might do to save my dear sweet husband from an early death.
Then let us see what the stars have to say. Is Mr. John Delamere troubled with any condition that may cause him to die?
Oh, I was hoping he would ask her. How would I know? We know literally nothing about this guy. So we are going to have to find an answer that she wants to hear so we get that little recommendation. John Delamere suffers from a cardiac passion, apparently. Ruler of the heart. This suggests a condition that cannot be cured. Suggests witchcraft, rule of the head, possibility of death. Okay, and with the ruler of the throat, This suggests a mild imbalance of yellow bile color. John Delamere is troubled with quinsy, a condition characterized by soreness in the throat. I wonder if she was really pleased with that last prognosis, so maybe we should just go with the same one again. None of the other ones speak to me more so than anything. I don't think the witchcraft thing is her thing at all, so if anything it would be the throat cancer. But how would we know? How would we know? Mr. Delamere. I am wondering if there's maybe something that I'm overlooking. Like there is supposed to be something on the screen that actually tells me which answer is correct. I haven't deduced any system yet. But either way, I think we will go with my gut feeling, which is that she liked that idea, so we'll give her the same one. She might be less happy with the same, like thinking I'm just plagiarizing myself by repeating the same diagnosis, but whatever, we'll find out.
I am afeard your new husband suffers from a cardiac passion.
Oh, not Mr. Delamere as well?
Aye, 'tis a common condition among men of a certain age. You must keep him away from anything that may cause him alarm or shock. To wit, changes in temperature, sudden noises and surprises, and bagpipes and snakes.
Oh, I will, sir, I will indeed. I thank ye for this wise counsel. Good day, Dr. Forman.
Not sure what happened. I don't know if you guys heard some echo in that sentence. I think that was in the game. That was really weird, but sure, whatever. And she liked the diagnosis, so good on me. The querent did wish to know if her husband, Mr. John Delamere, does suffer from any grave condition. I did judge Mr. Delamere as suffering from a cardiac passion. I bade Mistress Delamere shield her husband from extreme temperatures, sudden noises, and shocks. Methinks the querent was pleased with me for the reading I gave this day, and she's gonna go home and shock him and kill him and inherit a ton of money. I have a feeling I'm getting to know Emma really well here. She likes to hear that kind of thing. Extremes in temperature, sudden noises, and shocks. ... Indeed, Emma. I've just told you how to kill your next husband.
Sibyl's a fine host, of this she will oft boast. She loves to entertain, though hard she does try, her dinners go awry. And in tears and
Oh, Lord. Okay, let's see what she's been up to this time. Oh, Sybil. Sybil has only been with us once, I believe. Yeah, okay, but this is the one where she served raw potatoes for everyone.
Good morrow, Mistress Fortescue. How may I help you this day?
I did lately experience feelings of a most strange and disturbing nature, for which I desire an explanation.
I see. Prithee describe these feelings to me, madam. When did they occur?
Last eve, at a dinner party hosted by my dear friend Mistress Emma Delamere. All was well at first, but soon after my arrival I was stricken with a kind of madness.
Madness, you say?
Yes, moments during which I found myself overcome with feelings of mirth, laughing most immoderately at the dullest of remarks made by other guests. At other times I felt an unnatural fascination with the shape of the candelabra in the table's centrepiece. And all the while I was so ravenous with hunger, I quite absent-mindedly ate all the sweetmeats at my end of the table. I fear my rapaciousness did not escape the notice of guests seated beside me.
Such an immoderate appetite is out of character for you, I take it. It could not have merely been occasioned by anxious passions?
Why, nay, Dr. Forman. Forsooth, I ought to have been very calm last eve, for I did spend the afternoon inhaling the fumes of an aromatic oil, a gift from my sweet husband, sent back from his explorations in the Near East. I did mention my husband, Captain Henry Fortescue, before, I think. He is a great friend of Sir Walter Raleigh. Oh, Henry and Sir Walter find the oil most relaxing, so he tells me.
Yet you were not so very relaxed last eve, I take it.
No, not in the least, for I fear a capricious spell was cast upon me. Over the course of the evening, I developed the strongest intuition that malignant forces were present in the room, and that I had been bewitched. Could it be true, Dr. Forman? Might a witch have cast a spell on me?
That is something we shall have to ask the stars, madam. Let us see. What was it that afflicted Mistress Sybil Fortescue last eve at dinner?
Who is Raleigh? I've heard that name before. I think we had that just at the beginning of this episode. That was with Emilia Lanier? No. So she was visiting Sybil Fortescue. No, this is her. She was visiting Emilia Sharp, who and her new husband, Mr. Delamere. And she got high before, and then she mentioned Raleigh. I'm just trying to connect the dots to maybe some other cases, but let's see here. She got high off of hashes, so let's see. I'm wondering though, is that what she wants to hear? We'll see what we can tell her. What caused my strange behavior at dinner? The ruler of the spleen represents an imbalance in black bile, melancholy. The querent is troubled with melancholy, a condition characterized by lethargy, anxiety, and sadness. Now, ruler of the brain suggests an illness. The illness is temporary, the possibility of death, and witchcraft. The querent has been bewitched, or Gemini, ruler of the lungs, just the condition is chronic. And this suggests an altered mental state. Sybil Fortescue's troubles result from smoke inhalation, which is absolutely what happened. Of course, she got the munchies, and she got a little bit of paranoia. Yeah, we'll just go with that. I think this is at least correct.
Now, madam, the oil your husband sent you. This was the first time you did inhale its fumes, methinks.
Yes, the shipment of gifts from my husband did only lately arrive.
Then I think we have your answer. I have read some interesting tales of such oils and herbs of the Near East. 'Tis said they occasion certain temperaments, to wit, an excessive sanguinity, which will of course the immoderate laughter and increased appetite. They can also provoke a narrowing of the mind, which would explain your temporary fascination with the candelabra, and I believe the fumes of this oil may also have been responsible for the notion that you have been bewitched.
And the men of the Near East gain pleasure from this oil? They would render themselves foolish on purpose?
Aye, indeed. Foreigners have many strange customs and desires that we cannot hope to understand.
How fascinating! I thank you for this explanation, sir. Indeed, 'twill make for a most diverting tale with which to regale guests at my next dinner. God give you good morrow, Dr. Forman.
All right. I'm wondering if we are learning anything about Delamere and this Raleigh guy that we can use in later consultations. I just don't see any dots or like any major facts to draw from her tale other than she got high. Whatever. The querent did come seeking an explanation for her strange behavior at a dinner hosted by Mistress Emma Delamere. I did judge the querent's strange behavior as having been provoked by the inhalation of smoke from an oil obtained in the Near East. Methinks the querent is most pleased with me for the reading I gave today. She likes honesty, and she likes learning fun facts about the exotics from the East, apparently. So we'll just keep being honest with her and telling her when she's wrong. She's okay with being a little silly, apparently. That's good. Up to 80 with her, sweet. I wonder if Dr. Forman's manservant was ever in the Navy. His arms do appear very strong. Again, about that manservant. What about me?
Another consultation will this one end in bed, or will Mistress Allen slap him round the head?
Oh, it ended? All right, I was hoping for more.
Good day, Mistress Allen. What brings you this day? Oh, dear lady, you tremble like a leaf on an autumn day.
Aye, for I am most affrighted. But Mr. Allen says he thinks I worry over naught. So I am come to you, for methinks you would. Perchance you may help me.
By my troth, pray tell me of this evil that affrightens you, madam, and I shall do all in my power to protect you from it.
Yes, evil. Oh, indeed, 'tis the very word for it. I have seen a dark figure prowling outside our house in the night, and once I saw him spying through my window. Who is he? What does he want from me? What am I to do?
I see. And you do not recognize his face or any other particulars? The colour of his hair, for instance?
Oh, nay, for 'tis always so dark. But by his silhouette I can tell he is a bony, scrawny little man.
Is he verily? But your husband thinks 'tis naught to worry over, you say?
Aye, he says the man is doubtless naught but a poor travelling tinker who is merely taking shelter in our garden. 'Twould explain why his figure is so slight, to be sure, but what if he is not a tinker? What if his purpose is more sinister?
Aye, indeed. Then let us consult the stars. Who is the man prowling outside the Allen's house in the night, and what is his purpose?
You know what? Speaking of connecting the dots and stars and stuff like this is the first time I realized that we've heard about this guy so many times. All of the patients, not all of the patients, but many of the patients refer to this scrawny little fella. We had that nun, Avis Allen's neighbor, who thought that it was a priest sneaking into the house, and I believed her. I really thought that was the thing that was happening, and that Avis Allen was in on, and that was their like secret priest. But now she comes and tells us that she also sees this guy sneaking around. So maybe we are uncovering a more sinister plot, or it could be one of my guests. It could be Ricardo Ferraro, is what I'm thinking. If it's any of my guests anyway. It could be a woman, I suppose. Now that I think about it, it doesn't have to be a man. A scrawny little character could very well be a woman. They just think it's a man because it's what you would think, that a man is a stalker, but it might as well be a woman. I don't think it's Sybil. It's not Avis because she's here. And then Emilia Lanier. Could be Emilia, I suppose. Emma Sharp. I forget who you are. No, she's the one who marries old men. Could be her, I suppose. Mary Payne is the neighbor of the Allens, right? And it's not her. So then it would be Thomas Black now. So it could be Emma Sharp, and it could be Ricardo if it's any of my patients. But we're definitely uncovering a plot in the background. This is very interesting. Choose a reading of the stars. What do the stars say? We have the House of Possessions. This represents a woman, Avis Allen, and constraint. Avis is mine. She must reign in her behavior. Oh boy. Possessions. She's my possession. House of the Querent represents a romantic partner. Deception, and represents young men. Not only does Avis have a deceptive nature, she is obsessed with romance and have a preference for younger men. That doesn't sound right. House of God's Punishment that represents travel. Avis risks being punished by God for her frequent comings and goings from her house. This is what we're telling her here, I think, is that she is coming here as using it as an excuse to come and visit me, and she might be punished for that. So we would be like scolding her for that. That's not the path that I'm going to take if we have another good choice here anyway. House of Secret Enemies represents a mature man and intelligence. The Prowler is a mature, intelligent man who is secret of enemy of the Allens. House of Relationship with the Querent represents change and represents sex. The intimate relation between Avis and I is changing. It's like a secret guy. There's definitely a mature, intelligent man. I think this man is sinister in some capacity at this point. It's not a one-time occurrence that we've had this happen, right? We've had Mary Payne. I think it's Lanier was the other one who was being prowled by a man and I did wish to know his identity. She did not. I think I accused that of being Mr. S, which is Shakespeare, and she was like, that's not right. And of course, now we can probably deduce that it's not. I thought she was being stalked by something like a stalker, but this is not something that is after Emilia Lanier. It might be someone who's after my patients specifically, right? So they're after me, maybe? I don't think... We're not going with A, so it must be B.
The stars suggest the Prowler is a secret foe of your husband. Does Mr. Allen have any gambling debts, perchance?
Hold. Methinks I see it now. Ah, 'tis you! The Prowler, 'tis you!
Me?
What?
How now, madam? What an outlandish notion.
So you would deny it? That you have prowled and spied upon me these last months?
Prithee, Avis, you've got it all
I will not have it. I am not a thing to be owned. I'm not one of your prized possessions.
I prithee, madam, put that down. Put it...
Ah!
Fie, madam! That was a priceless Venetian vase.
Could it be Simon? He seems like a tall man, though, not a scrawny little man. So the thought struck me, but I pushed it out of my mind because he doesn't fit the description, at least as far as I'm concerned. So, so she didn't like that. The Queen, believing she was being prowled, did wish to know the identity of her prowler. I advised the Queen that her prowler was a secret enemy of her husband. She disagreed and accused me of prowling her. Methinks the Queen took my advice most ill. No coitus consultatio this time. All right, fie. If I ever see him in my garden again, I shall let Mr. Allen go and... Nay, methinks I had best not tell Mr. Allen. All right, Avis. Well, that sucks. All right, let's continue then.
This man who has earned such acclaim, lately returned from his conquests in Spain. The streets of London resound with his fame. Robert Devereux, that is his name.
Well, it could be him, but if you introduce him literally after the first time, the third time, you hear about that scrawny figure, and then you introduce the character that is the guy. That's kind of weird storytelling, so that's why I'm thinking it's not. But it could be. He's a scrawny man anyway.
Good day,
Let's see how
sir.
tall
How
he is
may
compared
I-
to Simon.
By Jupiter!
Same height.
Can it be true? Robert Devereux, the Earl of Essex, Lord of Her Majesty's Privy Council, a hero of the Battle of Cadiz.
Prithee, calm yourself, Sirrah. Pray, treat me just as you would any other querent.
Of course, as it pleases your lordship. But may I say, what a great privilege it is to... may I offer you a...
You are the man who had some success treating the plague some years past, are you not?
Oh, indeed, my lord. You are very well informed. My strong water did save many a Londoner from a most lamentable death.
Then perchance you might have some cunning cure for me as well, for since I am returned to England upon having resolved that small matter in Spain, I find myself afflicted with the most vexing ailment.
Oh, but your most glorious capture of the Spanish city of Cadiz was no small matter, my lord. All England talks of nothing else. Why, pamphlets recounting your heroic exploits are sold on every street corner in London.
Mayhap they
Oh,
are.
Simon.
I know nothing of them. My single-handed victory against the King of Spain was but a trifling affair, and the least I could do for my queen and a grateful nation. But I fear vast riches and the hearts of many a Spanish beauty were not the only things I did capture while I was there.
What else did you capture in Spain, my lord? I fear I do not grasp your meaning. If you would kindly show me where upon your body you are...
As you see, this Spanish disease I caught has me oozing a most disagreeable substance.
Methinks I have a fair idea of the nature of your affliction. But I must confirm the judgment with a reading of the stars. Let us see, what disease troubles Robert Lord Devereux, the Earl of Essex?
So first of all, no, I don't think this is the stalker prowler guy. No. First of all, he's been away, and he's far too an important man and too busy to be sneaking around at night. Also, we didn't get to know where he's oozing from, but I suspect that he's been banging a lot of Spanish ladies, and so yeah, he's probably got a little STD on his mind. Let's see what we can do for him. Gonorrhea, for example. Ruler of the Privy Member. Yes, indeed. This suggests the illness will not last long. Robert Deroe is suffering from gonorrhea, a disease characterized by white matter running from the Privy Member and pain when passing urine. Ruler of the Heart suggests the illness will be long-lasting and that the illness is curable. Is trouble with love? Nah, that doesn't make you ooze. So then we have the ruler of the digestive system, severe narcissism. Okay. Represents the imbalance of yellow bile in the body. A mild imbalance of phlegm in the body. And an imbalance of black bile in the body. Robert Deroe is suffering from evil digestion. An affliction that may occasion both upward and downward purging. No. It's a STD. He's been banging young maidens in Spain. So, here we go.
You have gonorrhea, my lord. 'Tis a condition provoked by an increase in intimate activities.
Too much strumpy humpy, eh? Well, 'tis true that since news of my victory got about, every wench from Southwark to Shoreditch wants a piece of my action, as it were. And how may this gonorrhea be cured?
The most effective method is lead plate therapy. Usually this requires a man to lie in bed for many hours with a leaden plate positioned upon his privy parts, thus allowing the lead to impart its healing properties to the affected member. But, of course, men such as your lordship have no time to lie around in bed, which is why... Let me just fetch it from my cabinet. Which is why I invented this.
And that is what? Some sort of wonder job, like the ones old men used to wear?
Precisely so, my lord. 'Tis a codpiece that I had a blacksmith fashion out of lead. I invite your lordship to wear it under your breeches so that the lead may remain in contact with your privy member at all times. Indeed, until you are cured.
How very droll this is. Verily, how old-fashioned. I will appear as hung as old King Henry Tudor. Mayhap I just wear it in my chambers.
Good day, and please come again. If you need anything at all, I am at your service.
A lead codpiece. I'm pretty sure that's gonna make him more sick, but he seemed happy, so that's what matters. The patient did present oozing a foul discharge. I did diagnose the case of gonorrhea and prescribed the application of lead plate to the privy parts. Methinks the current is most pleased with me for the reading I gave today. Oh, up to 70 right away. Though if I were to go about Whitehall Palace wearing a wonder chop, perchance it would revive the fashion for codpieces. Maybe.
Watch another Avis, watch her night and day. If a woman has your heart, you cannot let her stray.
Okay, Avis is back.
Avis, I did not expect to see you this evening. Do you bring news?
Aye, some very good news, at least if you confirm it for me. Methinks I am with child.
Ah, how very wondrous. And, have you any idea of who might...
Aye, verily, with child, but I dare not to. Forsooth, what if it be naught but false hope?
Then let us ask the stars without delay. Is Mistress Avis Allen verily with child?
Could we have some symptoms? No? Okay. Well, we'll see what the stars say then. Am I with child? Well, let's see. Let's see. House of Evil Angels. Confusion that will be resolved. Evil angels are confusing Mistress Allen. Within a few months, she will become clear that she is not with child. Right. Reversal due to aging. Okay. What? How old is she now? She came to us the first time. She was 33 in 92. We are now in 96. So she is getting on in years, I suppose. It's not impossible for a woman in her late 30s to bear a child, as far as Keejchen knows. House of the Querent. Reversal due to aging. Yep. Here we have relationship with the Quern, advises optimism. I should feel optimistic about the relationship between Avis and me. Oh. And then we have House of Duties, represents untrustworthiness and creativity. Mistress Allen is untrustworthy and creative when it comes to her marital duties. Yes, that sounds about right. House of Family and Friends. This represents a lazy woman, Avis Allen. Her family thinks she's lazy. Okay. What do we have here then? House of Legacy, sudden change in fortune and death. Is with child, but it will die, for she will experience some sudden bad luck and miscarriage. Oh no. And then unborn child represents a romantic partner. Okay. A very strong young man. The father of Mrs. Alice's unborn child is a strong young man that she is romantically involved with. No way to give her good news and just pretend like everything's fine. Am I with child? We can't lose the letter of recommendation for her, so I'm just wondering what kind of narrative we are trying to build for her here. This one would have been my go-to, except it says here that the child will die, which is not what she would want to hear, not again. But maybe that is the one we should go with. This one is going to accuse her of a whole plethora of things that she doesn't want to hear for sure, so I'll go with B.
Madam, the stars confirm that you are indeed with child, and that the father is...
Oh, joy! Simon, is it not wondrous? You and I are to be blessed.
Hold. I am not finished. The stars also reveal the identity of the father.
There is no need to read the stars for that, for surely 'tis obvious that you...
Prithee, admit it. You have been coupling with my manservant, William.
Why, you... I warrant the stars say nothing of the sort.
See here, in my chart. 'Tis plain as day. In the house of children, alongside Venus, there is the planet Mars. Who else but William could that be?
But such
Who else?
scribblings of yours, they mean nothing to me. For all I know, you make up those stories about planets and houses and such. Why, verily, perchance you might draw up a new chart, Simon. One that tells of how the planet Avis is no longer in the House of Forman.
You would mock me, madam? You would make a jest of my... Oh, I see. Leaving now, are you? Then you do so. You leave. I bid you good day.
Maybe my manservant is the Prowler. We have not met him yet. I suppose Simon has, but we haven't. And this was not the outcome I was expecting. Oh well. The Quern did not wish to know, or did wish to know, whether she was with child. I advised the Quern that she was with child and gave voice to my suspicion that the child's father was my manservant, William Buck. This is the first time we hear his name, I believe. Methinks the Quern took my advice rather ill. All right. Simon's jealous fancies. I do not think I can abide them any longer. Oh no, we lost Avis. All right, well, this is the end of this episode for today. Let's see how the story develops tomorrow. See you all guys then, and bye-bye.